Hi there and welcome to this video. My name is Andy Rowe and it's Sunday the 5th of March 2017, and in this video I'm going to have a look at the different assets and see whether I want to be invested in them or whether I don't want to be invested in them. But first of all, let me just do a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a regular person like you probably, so this isn't the place for financial advice. This is just a video about what I'm doing, so regard it as entertainment, but I hope you will find it interesting. So just a quick sort of run through what I do. I divide my investment pot into 5 different slices. So we've got shares, property, gold, commodities and bonds, and I use a very simple timing system to decide whether I want to be in or out of the market. So when the weekly price, and I only look at the price once a week, when it crosses up above the average for the past year, then I invest, I buy that asset class, and I'll stay invested until the price drops below the average price for the past year, at which time I turn the investment back into cash and wait until the price rises up above the MA52, the average price for the year. So nice and simple in theory. So let's have a look at the first slice, which is shares, and see how they're doing. And the fund that I use to have exposure to shares has done very well. It's come to an all-time high this week, so you can see it's been rising and rising past few weeks. So it was chopping around a little bit in the sort of latter half of last year, but this year it's done really well again, so it's well above the MA52, so I'm very happy to stay invested in this fund, no problem. Okay, let's look at property now. Last week, if you have been watching my videos, you'll remember that I had a signal to buy property, and that was because the price had risen up above the MA52, so that was the trigger for me to buy property. This was a UK fund that I've been tracking, and indeed I've gone ahead and bought that fund, but I didn't do it just like that. There's another fund that I also have an interest in, which has exposure to both UK and European property, and this fund's been tracking sideways for a little while with all sorts of signals to buy and signals to sell, which have made it very difficult to trade. But I have made an investment in this particular fund, and you can see actually the price has risen up above the point at which I made the investment last week. So this trade is nicely in profit, and that's great, and I'll stay, even if it falls below the MA52 here, I'll stay invested in this trade because it's been so choppy. I'll stay invested in the trade unless it closes below this line here. So this is my line in the sand. If it comes below here, I'll turn to cash. What I don't want to have is a catastrophic fall in price that really drains my investment down. But I recognize it's very choppy, so I've moved my goal line, if you like. So I'm invested in both of those property funds at the moment, so fully invested in property, and the next sector is of course gold. Now I use a different moving average for gold. I use the 2-year moving average, the MA104. You can see I've done it in red to make it different. So I had a buy and a sell here. This was not a great trade, and recently I've had a buy again, and it was all going great until this week when the price of gold fell considerably, but it's still above the MA104, so I don't have a signal to liquidate this investment. Even if it falls below the MA104 during the week, I will not liquidate this investment unless it closes below the MA104, at which point of course I would liquidate it on the following Monday. But at the moment I'm going to stay invested in gold. I don't have a signal to sell it currently. Right, the next sector is commodities, and the commodity fund that I've been invested in has done very well. You can see here during 2016 I got a buy signal. It's rising up from really a massive low, and it's been doing really well until the past couple of weeks. It's fallen down quite a bit actually, but it's still above the MA52, I beg your pardon. So I don't have a signal to liquidate it, so I will just stay invested. You know, things go up, things go down, and I just have to have a line in the sand, which you can see where that line in the sand is. And if it closes below, not if, but when it closes below the MA52, then I will turn the investment back into cash. And even if that happens now, I hope that this will still be a significantly profitable investment. So there we go. Okay, the last section of my portfolio is bonds. Now I don't trend trade bonds because they tend to chop up and down above and below their the moving average far too much for it to be worthwhile coming in and out of the market. So all I do is have 3 different bond ETFs which are denominated in different currencies to give me some currency hedging. So I have a UK based one, a gilts one, I have a euro based one which is a German bond ETF, and a US dollar based ETF, and this gives some stability to the portfolio. Whether being in bonds is a good thing or not, time will tell. There is an argument that bonds have had a 30-year bull market and they're just going to go sliding downwards, but whether that's true or not, I don't know, and that's the whole point, is that with the sort of trading I'm doing, I'm just following signals with all the other sectors, but with bonds I just hold them and that's it, and I'm not going to sell them. That's just it. They're in my portfolio and they stay there. Okay, so looking at the traffic light system shares, I've got a green light still. Property has a green light, so it was a green light just last week, so that's good. It stayed green for this week. Gold still invested, even though it's come down quite a bit. Commodities again still got the green light, even though the past couple of weeks haven't been good for my commodity fund, and bonds are always on a green light on my system. So what do I have to do tomorrow, Monday? I don't have to do anything, so that's pretty easy trading, I think. So I'm exposed to the asset classes which have been going up in price, and some of them have fallen back a little bit, but I don't have a signal to sell them, so I'm fully invested and will stay so until I get a signal to sell. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I will do another video next week. This is my website. If you haven't been to my website, please do pay it a visit. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.